and here to help us with our weather update is none other than meteorologist, Mr. Lenard Josiah. He's here to bring us update. He's going to tell us whether Peter died, whether Rose is alive, whether the tropical depression has moved into a tropical storm. So we're going to know this afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Josiah.
Good afternoon, my brother. How are you doing? I trust and hope that you had a great day, that you had a productive day. Mine one was a little bit on the busy side. As you can see, I just drove in from work, but I'm here to make sure that that we can keep our listeners at least up to date with the latest information so that they can make the requisite decisions. And we have been following very close to the tropics this afternoon. But yes, Tropical Storm Peter, or the Depression Peter and Rose, they have all died. So we're not going to be talking too much about them this afternoon. However, the Atlantic Ocean continues to be rather dotted or littered by a number of key areas, some of which have interest to us, others don't. So I'm not going to even pay attention to the areas that does not necessarily bother us so much. But for us here this afternoon, we're looking at an area of disturbed weather forecast to come off the African continent in the next 3 days or so. We are not even paying attention to that for right now because that is in the future, but we are still going to be monitoring its progress in the next couple of days. But what I really want to talk to us about this afternoon is Tropical Storm Sam. Yesterday, we had Tropical Depression number 18. Well, Tropical Depression number 18 has given birth to Tropical Storm Sam this afternoon. As of 5 p.m. this afternoon, was located just a little bit over 1,700 miles or so southeast of Antigua and Barbuda. And let me go on and just share with you exactly where Antigua and Barbuda is so that you could have some perspective as to where it's at. Here in Antigua and Barbuda, we are located right here. And this is Tropical Storm Sam. Well, Tropical Storm Sam is in an area that favors strengthening. And in the next couple of days, we're looking at the environment that will support strengthening. And many people are now beginning to ask me, what will the impacts be? What is it likely to do over the next couple of days? It becomes rather tricky, my brother. And here's the reason why. Because as Sam moves towards the west, the northwest, the west, and then turns about the west-northwest, just east of the island chain, we are looking at it being slowing down right inside it. It will slow itself down right inside there. So it will not necessarily reach our general location until middle of next week. That's how far out it is. And the Tropical Storm Sam is now going to be monitored because there is indication by the models that we are following that Tropical Storm Sam can become a major hurricane. Okay, so that's so in terms of the information pertaining to that, it's something that we ought to track. Here, as of 5 p.m., Sam was located at this general spot right there, moving out towards the west to west-northwest, will become a hurricane by tomorrow and will become a major hurricane by, let's say, 2 a.m. or so, or early Saturday morning, and at which point it will continue its march towards the north and or northwest or west to northwest, and it is expected to stay east north of the island chain. This is something that I need to point out to our listeners because of the likelihood of the of what is likely to take place. Take a look at this track here. This particular low end of the track suggests that that is a real possibility, and this track here is a real possibility. What this cone is actually saying, that Tropical Storm Sam is forecast to be in this general location or within the cone of uncertainty for the next couple of days, but it's not outside of the realm that you will see something or you can see something like this. If this materializes, then you can understand and appreciate that Sam can have major impacts to us here in Antigua and Barbuda. If it does this, on the other hand, out here, then Sam will stay sufficiently clear of the island chain to spare the islands of any impacts. So for right now, because of the modeling are split right down the center, one set doing this over here, and another set doing this over here, the National Hurricane Center track is right down the middle, and they are suggesting to us that this track will become more certain in time. Residents of our Twin Island states need to monitor the progress of this particular system. My brother?
Oh, brother Leonard, this is looking serious. I know you are the man who understands the science, but from a layman perspective, I am not comfortable.
and I can understand, I certainly can appreciate those individuals who share that same sentiment, because the one of the more notable models which we normally use, let's say the European model, is the one that has it tracking very close to the island chain. Okay, while the United States model, another reliable model, is suggesting that it will take a more distant approach to the islands itself. So you can understand that for right now, where we're sitting, we are monitoring this particular situation very closely, because until these two models harmonizes, then there is a greater uncertainty, which we do. So we do not necessarily want to suggest anything as of now. Where will it go? Other than individuals need to monitor very closely its progress.
You indicated that it was going to slow down. When it slows down, what could happen? Is it going to strengthen? Is it projected to strengthen while it slows down?
Yes, very good question, my brother. Okay, so the atmospheric conditions are of such where normally we have this, let me just clear this so I can draw it in. Normally the high pressure system out here is what's actually driving its motion. The winds rotate around the high pressure system like this. Okay, so the hurricane is going to get caught up within the flow of the high pressure system that will push it this way. That's why you're having a track that shows this thing. Now, over the next couple of days, one of our models is suggesting that the high pressure system that's out here is forecast to also is also expected to broaden, meaning do something like this. Okay, and if this type of flow materializes, then this particular feature can be pushed off to the west a little bit more. Okay, now this particular high is forecast to be out here, and it is because it is forecast to weaken a little bit. There goes the steering currents of this particular storm. So it's forecast to slow down a bit, and it may even slow down more appreciably than what I'm suggesting. You asked a good question, my brother. What if it slows down significantly? It means then that it will stay more time over warm waters, more time in favorable conditions, and it can become more of a major hurricane, and hence the reason why you're seeing these M's right here. And these M's are so close together, meaning that it is slowing itself down. So it is likely to be encountering good favorable weather conditions that will support its strengthening. My brother, this is something that we need to watch, because if it slows down appreciably, any drag towards the west as it slows down, any shift as it slows down that will push it this way will mean that it becomes a bother when it starts to take that northern turn like that. Okay, so we don't want this thing to slow down to the point where the ridge can become a bother again and pushes it off towards the west-northwest, towards the island chain. Residents of our Twin Island state just need to be monitoring this right now.
Yes, we will be monitoring, and today is the end of our week's forecast. Tomorrow we take some hiatus to go into the preparation day, whereby we can enjoy the rest of the Sabbath. But once we get out of that and things are becoming more dicey, more interesting, more threatening for the Twin Island state, we will certainly be with you, even if it means coming on Sunday. Whatever, we will keep you informed. And as the saying always goes, stay tuned to your trusted weather source. And that means you follow persons who understand the science. God bless you.
Thank you
Have
so much.
A wonderful evening. Brother Josiah, we just wanted to thank you for stopping by and for helping us to unravel the science that we don't really understand but could impact us significantly.
That's so true, my brother. And definitely the information is so vital, especially for right now. And I do understand what you're saying, that if we do have a need to come back and come back sooner, we will certainly do so. But what my last message is to our listeners is that we need to be monitoring not necessarily worrying, but monitoring. And monitoring means that you stay tuned to your trusted weather source and be informed where the storm is, how strong it is, and so that you can have that information so that you are not listening to rumors. So if we want to tell you that there's not a bother, we want to communicate that to you. If we want to say that it will become a little bit more important, we want to say that to you also. So let's stay in touch and let's also give the information as it comes to hand. My brother, have a safe day.
Again, just want to thank you for coming and bringing our weather update. I recognize you're on the job. So that means you're going to have to traverse the roads on your later this evening. Wish you a safe journey home to your beautiful, wonderful family. And God bless you. Stay safe, my brother.
And God bless you too, my brother. Take care.